Hey friends, David Algren here with the Florida Permaculture Convergence, and I want to welcome you and excite you about the Florida Permaculture Convergence this Friday, November 7th. So this video is to share with you the details of what to expect, what to bring, and all those juicy information. And if you've already been to the Permaculture Convergence, you probably still need to listen to this video because there's so many new things with our new site. So let's start with that. The new site, which is London Island, Florida, which is at London Island Nature Preserve. It is an amazing site, and we are so thankful to be gifted this opportunity to have it at this location. Make sure before you even drive to the event, get online, buy your ticket. Very important. There may not be phone service when you get there, and that makes things complicated because you have to have a digital ticket before you arrive. Very, very, very important. It's best to get it now. It's also best to get it, FYI, it's best to get it months ago because it helps us as an organization plan for this event if you buy your ticket early. Early bird tickets are $100 every year. Now the late bird tickets, they're $140. So keep that in mind. Kids tickets are younger than 13 are free. 13 to 18, I believe, are 20 bucks or 30 bucks. And then a college student ticket is majorly discounted. So you're getting packed. What should you pack? The updated packing list is on the website. Updated schedule is on the website. But let me just go over some very, very important things. First off, bring produce for the communal kitchen. The communal kitchen is a place where we produce some amazing food, but if you have a garden, some extra things in your pantry that you've stored over time, bring those things. If you don't have a garden and you think, what could I bring to the Convergence? Let me give you some ideas on items that you can bring. On breakfast at the Convergence, we have most of the time oatmeal. What would go into oatmeal? Nuts, raisins, different fruits. What is a good thing to cut up and put with oatmeal? Think about those things. And then dinners are mostly some sort of thing in a pot. What goes in a pot? Potatoes and tomatoes and sauces and all the things. We as a Convergence are purchasing some of the staple items, but if you wanted to grab a bag of onions or ginger or garlic from the store, that's welcome, very welcome at the communal kitchen. So bring some produce. Another element is very important for Friday night. Friday night is a potluck dinner. Bring an already cooked or already prepared meal. The kitchen will not be open for preparation of food. There will be tables set out, so bring something ready because as soon as closing or opening circle happens, we go to lay out our spread of a potluck dinner on Friday night. So not any time to prepare a meal. For years past, I've just told people, hey, if everyone showed up with an element that goes in or on a salad that's already prepared in a bowl ready, that would work. We just have a salad share dinner. But in general, it's a potluck. So those are the elements. Also, as far as the kitchen goes, at check-in, think about putting your name on the volunteer list for helping to serve. There'll be a volunteer list when you're driving in the gate at check-in. So make sure you take an opportunity to do that. Some elements to be prepared for is a refillable water bottle, rain gear, very important, bring your own dish for food. A nice bowl, a nice plate, and some utensils would be very, very helpful. Toiletries, flashlight, rain gear, bug spray, very important. Yoga mat if you want to do yoga in the morning, a chair and or a blanket for your classes. So each class, we're not providing a large number of chairs. So bring your own chairs to the event. Little camping chair, a blanket to lay on, whatever your preferences are. Bring cash to purchase things from vendors. A lot of the teachers at this event and participants set up a table in what we call the vendor village. And that's a place where anybody can put out their wares, things that they've made, and share that with the world, the permaculture world at least. And so it's a great way, especially if you really enjoyed a teaching from one of the teachers, is to gift back to them. One way to gift teachers, none of the teachers are being paid at this event. Nobody's getting paid at this event. It's an all volunteer event. So come as an energy exchange for some of these teachers, come with something. As a teacher, I've been gifted a whole broad range of things. A good example is there's a lady who makes candles out of beeswax from her bees. And she gifts me these candles every year. And I'm just so thankful. It's just something I look forward to, and I'm just so thankful. And it just is it's just an outflowing of abundance that comes from the knowledge that is shared. So keep that in mind. Bring some cash, bring your Venmo, a journal for taking notes. Another element that we have encouraged people to do is bring a small, if you'd like to, a small piece of wood from your farm or from something that's important to you as a symbol, as a gift of your participation in the fire. So we have an opening fire on Friday night, so bringing a little something to go in the fire is a symbol of your part in starting this event. So another big element to this is the micro talks on Friday. So Friday, you got to show up between 1 and 3, and then at 4 p.m. is our opening circle. Opening circle is so important to be there, very important to be there. Then our potluck, and then micro talks. Micro talks is a place and a time where you can share a miniature TED Talk about something you're passionate about. If you're a teacher this weekend, it is a great opportunity for you to give a 3-minute sneak preview of the knowledge that you're about to share at your event. And so you get 3 minutes, and then after those 3 minutes are up, we initiate a clap, and everyone claps. Whether you're finished with your micro talk or not, you are done. Then after the micro talks, we have what we call reverse micro talks. Reverse micro talks is the opposite. If you have something you have a question you have about permaculture that you want to share with the group, you come with a question, maybe not with knowledge like a micro talk, but with a question, you can just ask your question. Your question can be a form in writing, and we'll just share it for you, or it can be, you can come up and just share your question. And at that point, you call on the community to answer the question. Anybody, you can actually call on a specific person or just a general question, and that question has to be answered in 3 minutes. So that's new this year is reverse micro talks, because we want an opportunity to have a question and answer session in the community early on. It's very energetic, a very great part. Then in the evening, we have a concert. It's our opening concert, hosted by Aaron Soul, but there's different musicians. If you're a musician and you want a little moment during this event, talk to Aaron Soul when you arrive. And they are an amazing group that has adopted that element of the convergence. And on that note, I want to say, I'm thankful to Aaron Soul, but I'm thankful to so many people who said, you know what, I want to adopt this one little section of the convergence that I think could be done better, or that someone has passed on that once had adopted this section of the convergence. Because every element of this convergence is tended to by a specific person or groups of people. And I could spend an hour talking about all the thanks. But Aaron Soul is an example of people who said, you know what, this is not, they do music for a living, but they don't make money off of a convergence. This is an outflowing of their abundance throughout the year. There are many people, many of these speakers this weekend, who do this for a living. They plant agroforestry. They're growing fruits and vegetables. It would be, if it was a capitalist concept, they'd be better off just staying at their farm doing things. But they want to share from the abundance of what nature has brought to them. And this weekend is for that, is sharing of abundance. It's kind of like yeah, a sharing of abundance. It's a celebration of the abundance we have coming from nature. Um, off that tangent, I will go on to micro talks. We covered that, and music, and then we camp. Wake up in the morning, there's yoga, and then we have sessions throughout the day, packed. And this was, like Shanti said in her video, we intentionally like the Disney effect. You can't see everything. We want you to come back every year. We also want you to be so full of knowledge that you want to go home and put to work some of the abundance of knowledge that you received at this event, and come back next year, both to take in some more, but also we love it when someone might be here for the first time and then come back the next year to share what happened in the year past. So there's so many success stories, and many farms and many relationships have been birthed through this event every year. So additional, so we have events all day long, we have lunch, we have dinner, and then after dinner, we have, the dinner is a concert. So it's a dinner concert. So you get your meal for dinner and then you go and listen to a concert. And then after the dinner concert, we start our trade blanket ceremony. A trade blanket ceremony is kind of a compilation of some historical trade blankets that have happened, or trading ceremonies that have happened over time. Some of the elements of it was created when early settlers came to the United States, and they developed methods of trading between the people who were originally here, indigenous people, and the people who came. And I've studied this intensely and visited trade blankets from around the world, and seen the different elements. And so I've kind of brought them together in utilizing some permaculture elements, and we create what we call the permaculture trade blanket ceremony. And what you can do is you can bring items you've created. In the first round of the trade blanket ceremony, we only do items that you have either made, harvested yourself, or created yourself in some way, cooked yourself. We also allow services on the trade blanket if you offer any specific services. I always tell people, just like elements of the Permaculture Convergence, nothing that's illegal is allowed at the trade blanket in the state of Florida, which allows for a lot of things. So trade blanket happens. I won't go into all the details, but yeah, just come. Even if you don't bring anything to trade, just come to watch. It's a silent for people who aren't participating. So, and then there is a jam circle that happens about an hour later. And then, yeah, that's the happenings on Saturday. And then of course, Sunday we have plant walks with all types of amazing plant leaders and people who can share with you elements walking through nature. Then we have plant talks, which if you have a plant that you're just giddy about that you want to share with the community, that's a time to come and share a little tidbit about your plant. So plant talks, and then we have plant swaps. Plant swaps is a place where we set up a line of chairs on one side. Let's say you have stuff you want to gift to people, and you also have some stuff you want to trade, kind of that are high value that you want to trade. You can actually set up both items in one location, and it's very distinct that one side is elements that you are just gifting to people. I would say majority of the plants that leave the plant swap were just gifted. There's so many people who bring some of these plants that they're just super excited about, and they just have so many cuttings of or whatever, and they just bring them, and they're like, you can just see the giddiness in their mind. You walk up to them at the plant swaps and they're just like, yes, I planted this, and there's all these stories. So it's a very much kind of flea market-y feel, but with so much energy of the abundance of like the plants. There were so many cuttings and seeds that I've gotten from plant swaps that are growing like right behind me in my front yard food forest here in Gulfport, Florida. So yeah, come prepared for that. Even just come to watch is super exciting. So yeah, and then we have closing circle quickly after that. And I encourage people to come to closing circle. It's a great closure, but then very quickly after that, it's about 10 minutes. We have what we call regional roundup. And I know everyone wants to head out home and such like that. Regional roundup is a way to connect with people in your local community very quickly after closing circle. Again, it's just 10 minutes long, and you basically huddle up with the people in your local community, share information. You get to see the faces of the people. And every year I see new people. I'm like, wow, you only live like 4 blocks from me. So we'll break up into more like city groups. There's normally about 6 different groups that are facilitated at our regional roundup. And then we come back the following year. And so that leads me to one element. If you do see some element of the Florida Permaculture Convergence that you think, you know, that could be done better, the reality is we ask you to say, hey, I'd love to do that better. This event is all volunteer based. And the more we come together as a community to share the abundance and make this an element where we're not coming to make a living. That's what happens in the normal part of the year. We come to connect and to rejoice and to share this abundance that we've received from nature. And there are so many people coming, some from very far, that have given of their time, some for the first time. We have a reverend / indigenous leader who specializes in working with the Everglades, that's going to be interviewed by Kelsey Green, who is going to be interviewing him every year. For the past 2 years, we've had an interview of an indigenous leader, and it's exciting to have that happen. We have, in the social permaculture village, we have permaculture of birth, permaculture of death, programming as far as plants. I mean, there's just so much. There's like 50 plus classes that are happening on Saturday, but we have so much agroforestry, some of the leading agroforestry people doing real work on the ground. And we have live on site an agroforestry install that happened over a month ago. So you'll be able to see the succession, and then you'll learn how to plant an agroforestry system, right, hands-on work. And then mushrooms. You'll hear from the leading mushroom experts here, and some amazing people who are passionate about mushrooms. I could go on and on, but if you don't have your ticket, go grab it. And looking forward to sharing this weekend with you all. Thank you.